Hi.
Hey, Tonya, what's going on?
Good. How's it going? I made content to promote today's space, but I never launched it. That's how crazy I've been. I woke up today. I'm like, why is I made this? I know I made it, and yep, I made it, but I didn't launch it. So
Be like that sometimes.
the date and times overlap, and like it's gone by so quickly.
Yeah, man, that week flies by.
I know, right? And
I
I
remember
discover
when.
about something about t- uh, the guests we have on today. Their hidden ones. Apparently, that's a trigger word because I couldn't get it uploaded. I had to change the name of the. I had and make sure I add NFT to it and make it into one word. I learned so much today.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's crazy. Just to like upload content, the AI comes in and they don't let you.
Hmm.
Okay, let me go ahead. Here they are. They just retweeted. Hi, Brent. How's it going? I am going to copy the link so I can have this
Hmm.
on my. Okay, let me go ahead. Here they are. They just retweeted. Hi, Brent. How's it?
Okay, why can't I hear anybody now?
I can hear everybody. I just
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
recording. I'm starting the recording. So I got now I'm gonna run the analytics so I can have the other data. So they said retweeted. So
We are live on Beam, guys.
awesome.
If y'all want to hop over to the Beam app and simultaneously watch, be my guest. We really need to get Beam popping.
I wanna talk to them. I wanna host an event in there. Kind of curious. I need to like just do one just to see what it feels like. Because I'm on that Spatio. I think I told you. You're doing the Horizon, which I love, by the way. Your new company, your new brand.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's the building I've been working on for the last 3 months. So we finally finished it up yesterday. So I'm moving a lot of our content. Well, not moving it, but I'm taking it into VR. So, we'll have a VR place as well as the Twitter space and Beam. The MetaHood show, we're about to put that out. That's gonna be kind of like 106 in Park and MTV Raps, kind of like how that used to be, but in the metaverse. Here they go. Hidden Ones, what's up? Hey guys, y'all could join me on Beam right now. I know we have our premiere later today, but y'all can also hop on for the interview.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Zach?
Nothing much. How about yourself?
Not much, not much.
We've got co-founder Anthony on the official Hidden Ones account right here.
Okay, cool.
Hey guys, Anthony here.
Are you guys? What's going on, Anthony?
Not much. I just got onto Beam. So let's see. Is it? I think I just clicked it.
Do you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one of the links is broken. So if it says we can't connect you, try the other one. I don't know if you see two of
I
them.
went onto the front page of Beam, and it was like the second one on there. So I just went that route.
Okay, yeah, you're in there.
Cool.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
There we go. I was trying to fix and tag everyone on the header of the space, but it finally took. Okay, here we go. We are live. How's it going, you guys? I'm so excited to learn more. I know we follow each other. I love the fact that the film NFT I mean, literally, I don't know, Geno. When we started this, no one was talking about film NFT. wasn't even a hashtag.
No,
I
it's
was like,
crazy the amount of growth just within the space itself since January. Web3, NFT film. I remember when me and Tonya first started talking about this, and I was like, it would be cool if we could get filmmaker. I couldn't find one filmmaker on here, but She Crypto tapped us into a whole world we didn't even know existed, and here we are.
Yeah.
I remember She Crypto was the only one in the space when we were like talking our first space, and we didn't know anything about, we couldn't, the community we didn't really know much about, and then she just popped up, and I really love her and appreciate her for that.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that she's a part of our project now with the whole MetaHood brand and the MetaHood show. We're really going to try and do something big with that. I want it to be the metaverse version of 106 and Park and Yo MTV Rap. So we already got the venue, we already got the building built and Facebook Horizon. So yeah, I'm just trying to go hard with that.
I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook, so I won't talk about it. Let's talk about our guests. I'm excited about their project. Hi, how's it going, guys?
Hey there. Just getting some preliminary shilling in before we kind of dive in here.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So, quick question for when it comes to getting onto Beem. So I'm on Twitter Spaces through my phone, but on my computer, I'll be accessing Beam. So I'm wondering if there'll be any sort of like weird delays or anything like that.
Shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the Beam is just broadcasting the Twitter Space. Is that correct?
Well, they're doing an update. The update is they're allowing us to go live and share the link, which is going to be really cool for Twitter and Twitter Spaces. So we're going to be able to share the live feed link to, of course, Twitter, and run the Twitter Space simultaneously. So that's going to be dope. I can't wait till they roll that completely out. What's going on? I see you, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on, man?
Good to see some faces in this space, man.
Yeah, we do this all the time, but nobody ever hops on Beam. So it's just like, but we're really going to start pushing that and getting people to get on Beam and show their face and do the video thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, the infrastructure that Beam's built is incredible.
Absolutely. Hold on, I don't want any glare. All right. So let me introduce you guys to my guest, Tonya, my right hand to this. What's going on, Tonya? How you feeling today?
I'm doing great. I was so prepared for this space that I made the content, but I never launched. I published it on my website as an event, but I was just like this morning, I woke up in a panic going like, oh my God, did I forget to do this space? But yeah, I'm good now because it's already published, shared. I made the video, uploaded, but I really had I was so, I published this last week, actually, right after the last one we did last Wednesday. When you try to be so organized, you kind of miss a lot.
Oh yeah. And these spaces come up so quick. I swear, it's like we finish one, and then I usually take a day of rest, and then Friday I'll do the arrival video for the next guest. And after that Friday, it's like Wednesday is here so quick.
Internet time is like hundreds of years. It seems that way. Internet times, right?
Yeah, I'm impressed to see just how often these kinds of things are happening.
But I'm so psyched to have these guys on here, man.
So somebody's next to some equipment that you guys are having a feedback.
Yeah, I hear it. Not too bad now, is it?
I think what it is because you're on Beam and you're on this too. Would that be a problem? Even though you're on different app?
Shouldn't be.
You would have to
Should I keep my Twitter Spaces? Oh, I can hear myself.
It breaks you up. You sound like a computer.
Is it bad now though? Because I could put this right over here.
It's bad.
I just
It's
muted
compressed.
myself on Beam, and now I'm talking through.
Yeah, you sound
Twitter
a little
Spaces.
bit better because when you have, if you gotta mute one or another, because like if you're gonna be on Twitter Spaces, you would have to mute Beam, I think, because that's how we did it for Zoom and Twitter Spaces. You have to mute one
Let me
another.
mute
Not
mine too.
it has a horrible feedback. But you know, Geno's been doing this for a while on Beam. I don't know why it's having such a bad feedback today, though.
This is the first time I ever had anybody actually in the beam room. That should be better. That's better though, right?
Kind of. It's kind of bad, but the most important. Let's find out about hidden ones and see if they sound better.
Okay, how are we sounding here?
Yeah, it's sounding better on my end. Let me turn you down a little bit.
Sure.
It's breaking up really bad, Geno. I don't.
Oh,
Something
All right,
happened.
hold on. Let me get my headphones.
I can hear both of you perfectly. I don't know, maybe Tonya, if it's like a connection on your end, but I can perfectly hear both of you, and I don't get any feedback.
Well, I can't really hear you guys, but that's okay. I'm recording anyway, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
whichever the recording sounds like, it's what we go with.
All right.
There we go.
This is solved. Hey, here we go. No more feedback.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to I have to sit and play with the some equipment just to see how we can. This is my favorite thing to do when it comes to live streaming. By the way, it's troubleshoot
Live
background music.
troubleshooting.
It's literally live troubleshooting because I get obsessive during the whole live stream because I can't figure out why it's not working. But yeah, we have to test that out. But yeah, you sound better now.
Yep, headphones always do the trick. All right, hidden ones. So what's going on, guys? Tell us about yourselves. How'd you get into the whole film scene and what inspired you guys to put out this type of content? How would you class this? The alternative horror, if you will.
Yeah, I think monster mockumentary might be a way of classifying. Zach, how would you classify your creation?
Yeah, I think alternative horror is actually not a bad descriptor of it. I haven't heard that before. It's definitely not like a horror film. I wouldn't describe it like that. Anyone who's looking to have a horror experience probably will be disappointed. But there are some scary elements to it, later in the third act. But yeah, monster mystery mockumentary, one of the first films ever released as an NFT, and we sort of embarked on that. Probably it was March. No, it was like February. We first started working with NFTs for this project in 2021, and since then it's just been up only.
Awesome. How did you guys meet? Did you guys go to film school, or you guys knew each other your whole lives, or?
No, we actually have a mutual friend named Matt Green who actually was the cinematographer on this film, on the feature, and I knew him before we were even shooting the film. So did Anthony, and I was looking for a producer. I had produced Anthony on the Hidden Ones account, directed it, and he just made the connection, and we just have hit it up and have met pretty consistently ever since then. I think that was like late. No, it was
2018.
Yeah, it was like late 2018.
Yeah, late 2018. Yeah, over in Chicago.
Awesome. And it's just been history ever since. I'm so excited to watch that movie this evening.
Definitely, it's a very weird film, and that's it's definitely not for everyone, but it is like super fun. It's lighthearted, but also deals with some very like complex themes around like belief and memes and what it means for like a community to tell a story together, which the base concept of the film is that it surrounds this monster called the Hidden Man, who is really just like a deranged hobo who lives in the woods. But the sort of joke is that everyone who lives in this town of Hidden Lakes sees him as like a monster. So hijinks ensue from there. And it really is a meditation on what happens when like decentralized communities come together and tell each other stories and build up this myth of something that has its own life and then has a new life when communities give it treatment. So that's why we were like super excited to go into the NFT space, the Web3 space with this film in particular, because thematically it's very, very in line with how things just work here with decentralized storytelling, with community building. It's within like the film is about this stuff before we even knew what Web3 and NFTs were.
Yeah, there's like this like meta aspect where like the technology itself is representative of the kinds of stories that, you know, we're telling more broadly at Hidden Ones, but like with this Genesis piece, even, you know, we got into this and made this prior to, you know, really digging our and seeking our teeth into crypto and Web3, and so it just kind of worked out that by the time we were ready for distribution, we were like, wait a second, this is like perfect. It's a match made in heaven.
It really is, and it's super creative, and it's based off a lot of true like the Slender Man, and I think somewhere, because I'm into, you know, conspiracy theories and, you know, that crazy shit people really don't talk about, and I was subscribed to a YouTube channel that talk about all of that, and there was this one story they were talking about this plant that you can't get it on camera or something like that, and I was like, crazy. Is that where you guys based I think it's that NFT from, or how did you guys come up with that?
With the vampire frame?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's so actually that is something that we made out of Hidden Ones as well. So that's actually something that is original IP from us. So that's actually it's great that you came up on it in that way. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, there's a serialized story that I tell every week. Every Thursday we release new installments, and so the Genesis short film just won. The short film just won the Genesis Film Festival, which was in the Metaverse about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, that's a one component to just the myriad of things that we're doing. Yeah.
And Slender Man, I don't know if you guys remember when that hit the news, but that was pretty big. Slender Man, that whole story.
Yeah,
I think
Slender Man's a rabbit hole for sure. There's a lot of like you know, controversy because he's linked with some certain real life events, and he's just got this such a storied history to that intellectual property. And something people don't really realize is that technically it is like one person created Slenderman. It was Eric Knudsen back in 2009. So he owns, you know, the rights to Slenderman, and in 2016, I think he sold the media rights to a production company, which then made the 2018 Slenderman film that did very well financially, but kind of critically flopped. And now they really haven't done anything with the IP since. So yeah, we saw an opportunity with you know, again, getting a decentralized story that existed before Web3, before NFTs, and kind of bringing it into this new frontier, and really seeing what a you know, a decentralized storytelling infrastructure can do for stories like Slenderman.
absolutely. And for about 6 months back in 2016, I lived in Seattle, in Washington. And you know, coming from Georgia, um, moving up to Seattle, you think of Bigfoot and, you know, like, some bullshit, right? But they actually, in Washington State, take Bigfoot super serious. Like, it's not a joke. So, I've heard so many stories from people that lived up there. They know somebody that knows somebody that has seen it, and there are actual stores, like little country stores dedicated to Bigfoot, like off of like those stores like off of the highway where you can pull over and get some food if you're traveling, gas, dedicated to nothing but Bigfoot. And something they take super serious up there in Washington State. What is what is your guys' opinion of the whole Bigfoot story? Do you guys believe it or what?
Certainly, these these cryptids are all around us, and I think that what people's stories, you know, they add to the lore, and I think maybe, and perhaps maybe Bigfoot doesn't necessarily appear in the same way that maybe some of these photographs would like us to think, but there's something about the cultivation of mystery, like through community, that we're particularly really interested in, and I think that if Bigfoot did exist, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would. I'm just like, I'm very open-minded, right? But at the same time, I'm like, if there is a Bigfoot, I mean, it has to be more than one. You know what I'm saying? And but as much as we hunt, how come, no one's ever seen one or killed one or captured one? These guys are pretty badass, man. Bigfoot.
They're just they're a lot smarter than the rest of us. So
Right? Right?
yeah, don't even get started
Definitely.
on Mothman too. I mean,
Oh, Mothman. About I think it might have been 6 years ago in Chicago, and I think it might have been the south side of Chicago. There was like a bunch of sightings of some type of moth creature that was flying around at nighttime and wreaking havoc on the city. And I'm like, all you gangsters up there in Chicago, y'all ain't never shot shot that dude. Come on, man, what y'all doing?
Yeah, for real. Mothman's like, it's like kind of insane how many Mothman sightings we get up here in Chicago. It's mostly around. Yeah, I mean, there've been ones in the South Side over there, and he likes to hang out like OHare by the airport. And funny enough, actually, we shot the film. He lives in Hidden Lakes in the suburbs of Chicago, and
Oh, really?
one of the parks, one of the public parks that we shot it at, like a week before we were shooting, there was like a Mothman sighting in like the suburbs of Chicago, which is just insane to think that happened, and then in that like obscure suburb, and then a week later we're shooting a cryptid movie.
yeah, he came to bless our film, essentially, is what.
Yeah, exactly.
But stuff like that just racks my brain. I have like such an insatiable need to learn and stuff like that, man. It just racks my brain. I'm like, I need to know what it is. What is this
Yeah.
thing flying around? Somebody catch it.
That it's cool because it's things like that like inspire a sense of awe, and mysteries in general. They kind of, things that can't be answered simply are just so intoxicating, and we're after the kinds of stories that are trying to inspire that sense of awe and wonder in people.
Oh yeah. Speaking of O'Hare, I'm sure you guys heard about the I think it was the UFO sighting of that UFO that paused over the O'Hare airport. I think it might have been for a few hours. Then it just shot up into the sky and left a big hole in the
Really?
clouds. Y'all never heard about that one?
No,
No.
I've never heard about that.
What?
Yeah,
What-
I think it happened in around 2008 or 2009 or something like that. After the show, I'll get on and get the link and I'll share it with you guys. But
Bro,
yeah,
I need to research that. That's crazy.
it was on Ancient Aliens. I don't know if you guys ever seen that series, but that's an awesome series. But yeah, they spoke about it on Ancient Aliens. It was a huge UFO that appeared over O'Hare Airport for like 2 hours. People were looking at it, flights were having to get canceled and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, it just shot up in the air and left a huge hole in the clouds. And they were telling people, you better not talk about this, and had all these people signing NDAs. And yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I'm gonna find something on it and send it to you guys. But yep, that really happened.
Yeah, I love Ancient Aliens too. It's funny. I just had a kid like not even a week ago, and after the labor, me and my wife were just hanging out in the hospital room with her, and like they had cable. They didn't have like any streaming services or anything like that. So the only thing good to watch was Ancient Aliens. So we were just watching Ancient Aliens with our new baby, and we're like, gotta get her started early.
Right. Talk about a rabbit hole. I could sit here. I think I might have seen every single episode of Ancient Aliens. I think they're like on the 14th or 15th season, but
It's been
yeah,
going
man.
on forever. It's like it's such a long running show, which is like, how do you not run out of things to like cover?
Right. Just shows how much stuff is out there, stuff that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, have you guys ever heard of the Chupacabra? That monster in Mexico?
Love the Chupacabra.
You said you have? I couldn't. You broke up a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Is that one of the is that are you working on any content about the Chupacabra or any NFTs or something like that?
Oh, not at the moment, but I think we would love to welcome as many cryptids to our family as possible. So we'll definitely take a look at them.
Yeah, I think that would be
think,
pretty dope.
the cool thing about these cryptids is that like no one owns them, right? Like as opposed to Slender Man, like someone owns Slender Man, so you got to talk to them if you want to, make a film about them or whatever. But with like Mothman and Bigfoot and the Chupacabra and stuff like that, it's all public domain. No one owns that. So that's a really powerful thing that we want to tap into with Hidden Ones and the cinematic universe we're building. I know Anthony's just recently started working on like a Mothman comic strip that we're going to be doing. So yeah, I think we got to add the Chupacabra into the mix there and see what we can do with that one.
Yeah,
Dope.
these cryptids are ripe for content. Like, I don't know how no one has just like completely dedicated themselves to just like fleshing all of them out. I mean, they're just ripe with so many different stories and so many different angles. Like, what's so cool about these things is that they exist in so many different points of view, and that's kind of the point. It's like, you were talking about going to Washington, right? And how like everyone has a story of a friend, and I guarantee that each one of those stories is so nuanced and so different, and yet it doesn't matter that the stories don't line up. It just matters that there is there like I think that's part of the decentralized aspect of it. It's like folklore is decentralized storytelling, and yet the things exist even with more mystery and like are more fun because of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, man, in Washington, they don't play about that Bigfoot. They take Bigfoot serious. I thought it was a game. I thought it was a game.
No joke, my friend.
I thought it was a game. I went up there trying to be pompous, and it was like,
Can I ask you guys about the Hidden Ones DAO? I'm online. I found a couple of stories, and I just thought that maybe we should kind of talk a little bit about that too. I think somebody, let's see, Lucian, and I don't know, someone wrote a blog about it. Your project was last year they wrote it, but they mentioned the fact that your innovative Web3 business model of the Hidden Ones DAO aims to compete with traditional studio models like Disney, with the strength of the self-monetizing community on its side. Can we talk a little bit about that? I think that's
absolutely. Yeah, Eleutherian is our production company, so it's not super public facing. It's just like the business infrastructure behind it. So we've got a Substack where we kind of write about what we're doing with the Hidden Ones property, which is under Eleutherian. But yeah, so with Hidden Ones, we've sort of come up with this this licensing model called proof of stake licensing. And outside of the technical aspects of it, really the end game of what it allows you to do is not only you know, own and monetize the artwork in your hidden one NFT, but you also can, using this process, monetize and use freely the characters from the films that we've created, the storylines, the costumes, literally anything that your heart desires that inspires you. You can take that and you can completely permissionlessly run with it and create your own sequel if you want. You can create your own comic books using our characters. And this is something that is, you know, has never really, there's never really been an infrastructure for it. So yeah, to shout out Granting Wishes down there, Ian, he and I and a couple other folks in the Film 3 space are working on a decentralized application where it uses this proof of stake licensing concept to allow IP owners to really just kind of supercharge their licensing, because the alternatives that we've seen in the space so far kind of they don't really work for cinematic universes. Common licensing models you see in the space right now are like the Bored Ape style, where you can use you can take your ape and make a movie based on your ape, but you can't say it's part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and you can't use it as a brand. You can't use anything that Yugo Labs directly owns. And the other way to do it in sort of decentralized IP is putting it into the public domain entirely, which means that like anyone can use it completely permissionlessly. And with that, it doesn't really work for really complex characters like you see in movies. It's much more suited to like very simple profile pictures like cryptodes, nouns, and stuff that is very low fidelity. And also with that, you run the risk of like, you know, someone could make hate speech with your IP, and you don't want that, because that could soil the entire work of the community. It's a bad mark on everything else. And there's a lot of other you know, benefits to proof of stake licensing too that are better than either of those models. So it's kind of an innovation that Hidden Ones has sort of started with, and we want to bring it to the greater Film 3 community too.
Awesome.
I think, isn't it proof of stake is like a really a very important thing in an NFT also?
Yeah, so proof of stake is kind of like a way to like validate networks in like blockchain. So like Ethereum and Bitcoin are currently proof of work, where you have to do like, I don't know what you even do. It takes a lot of computing power and blah, blah, blah. But essentially proof of stake is just, I don't even really know how to explain it in like a way that's general. But how it works in terms of like the Hidden Ones project is you take your Hidden One NFT, which by the way, they're minting for free right now. So go ahead and get them while you can. So the way you would use proof of stake licensing with Hidden Ones is you would own a Hidden One, and then you would go to our platform that we're building, and then you would stake it into a staking contract. And that's essentially a way of like loaning out your NFT in exchange for something. So you can stake your Ethereum on like Lido or some of these other platforms, and you can earn interest on your Ethereum or your Ether. So translating that to NFTs is you're going to stake your Hidden One, and in exchange, you're going to acquire a commercial license to the greater Hidden One's IP.
That's dope.
Completely free, completely permissionless. You don't need to go through any legal bullshit to get that. It's like if you were able, if Disney used this and you had like a Disney token, you could stake your token and you would get a license to Spider-Man, and you could just go wild with it. And that kind of speaks to the power of the model.
Wow. Game changing.
You know, I was going to say the exact same thing. I was like, oh my God, game changer.
We hope so.
It's so awesome to see everybody within this space change the game. Like, we're all pioneers. Everybody in this space, in the Web3 space, that's helping to add to this community. We're all pioneers, and it's just so fulfilling and satisfying to watch all of the people that you were rooting for just fucking change the game. So awesome. But yeah, that's a game changer, guys, right there. I wanted to ask, we're in the early stages of Web3, you know, with NFTs and NFT film and super early stages of VR, right? Where do you see Hidden Ones in the next 10 years? Like, what are you guys trying to do? You guys plan on putting any more films out? Are you trying to do uh, any virtual reality projects or virtual reality film? Um,
Y-
where do you see you guys in 10 years?
Well, I think ideally in 10 years, you'll see that the technology will make things like VR more accessible, and the digital spaces in the metaverses that exist through VR will be a lot more engaging and fun for people, and so that could be really cool. But I think our focus right now, really, if we're really honest about what we would like to see in 10 years, is you know like like franchise that like with a solid foundation that has films, comics, imagining like what Marvel was like in its initial phases. I mean, that's kind of how we think of ourselves. Like we're not just here to make movies and TV. We're here to like generate really good ideas and then build franchises off of those things. And it would be amazing if by that point we saw that the community was engaging with these concepts and taking that decentralized licensing IP and running wild with it. I think an ideal scenario 10 years from now is seeing that there's multiple versions of, the Hidden Ones IP out there lurking on the internet. It'd be kind of incredible.
Yeah, I mean, like Hidden Ones, the collection, what you're seeing right now is just the Genesis NFT profile picture collection of the greater cinematic universe that we're building. And what we really want to do is with this licensing model, make it a true decentralized film franchise. So not only will owners like we see like owners of our NFTs like having a stake in our creative process to whatever extent that we feel is appropriate, but we want the real power to come from people independently forming their own projects around our IP, adding new IP to the greater cinematic universe, and really just kind of building this extensive web, this network of monsters and mysteries and all sorts of supernatural paranormal stuff. So really like where we see it in 10 years is we don't want it to just be our thing. We want it to be the world's thing.
100%. Right at the moment, we're just this small team, so we have to set the example as to like how this will work. So of course, we have some generative ideas about like ways of getting those ideas out there. Like we have, He Who Lives in Hidden Lakes. We have the Vampire Fern. We're going to be coming out with like a Mothman, like comic strip, and just we're going to start experimenting a bit more with what we can do with the IP and showcase. Like, yeah, like yes, we have this foundation in film 3, but not every idea not every story is told through film, and also it takes a lot to produce a movie. So it'd be really nice if there were other ways to see certain ideas be cultivated and to exist in the world, which is like why Marvel is so intoxicating to us, because they aren't just a film franchise. Like I went to a comic book store a couple days ago and they continue to publish and fund new artists and new stories through graphic novels, through comic books. Like there are so many avenues and verticals that they are exploring. It's like, us being such a small team right now, we want to dabble a little bit in each one of these zones and showcase exactly what can be done, and then hand the IP over to the community and say like, what would be really cool? A VR thing. Sweet. We don't really want to necessarily make it. We'll help you fund it. And if you have the infrastructure and you believe in your team, let's freaking go. Like, let's do that. Like that is the goal ultimately.
Hell yeah. Yeah, VR, man. Like, I'm super, super, super excited about VR and where we'll be going within the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, where do you see that taking place?
I see VR and AR. I see it becoming like an actual new way of life. There's a video floating around um, over in Japan. I think it might be Tokyo or Japan, that they're already working on the AR infrastructure for like their city. So you'll put on these AR glasses, right? And like as soon as you put on the AR glasses, downtown lights up like Times Square, like with advertisements and animations and stuff like that. Stuff you can't see it unless you have the glasses on. I think that's what our world is going to be like. As far as VR, um, movies, I think will be uh, will be moving over into the VR world. Video games will be um, moving into the VR. I think everything is basically going to become VR because it's such a dope experience. Like when you put on the Oculus and start dabbling around with the different worlds, Alt Space, Facebook, Horizon Worlds, um, the big screen app where you can watch movies in VR with your friends. It's such an amazing and intoxicating experience that that it's just going to grow, in my opinion. It's like we have no choice. So I'm starting to see a lot of technology and a lot of companies, um, you know, make their way over into the VR world. So, with the stuff that I do and the stuff that I'm trying to do, I usually try and plan five years out. So with Starseed Film and Music, um, I really wanted our company to be a VR company as well as, an IRL company. So we started building our headquarters um, within a metaverse. So it's like a venue, it's a lounge, um, and it's dope. We're going to be shooting shows out of the Starseed HQ. The first show we're producing is the Meta Hood show, which is basically going to be like Yo MTV Raps or 106 in Park, but for the metaverse. And we're the first company doing that, and I'm really going to go hard on that because I see the future of that. So to me, I just think everything is going to be converting into VR. I don't think we really have any choice. The technology is going to get better. The experiences are going to get even more amazing. So, I think that's where we're going.
Well, like I purchased my first VR glasses in 2015, and I remember the very first time wearing them, and there was not much different point of view, because again there was not many developer, and now with so many things, yes, VR is there, but AR, but then kind of like look at XR, which is more desktop, and I think a lot of that platform is being utilized too. So I think there's choices. You can go on social media. Web3 gives you the option to go from different platform, different environment, as they call it, and then experience what you want to experience. Like for your project, I mean, if you guys were to do an event, yes, you do in real life, but also your hybrid event. Hybrid is such a wonderful thing. But what if you did hybrid also metaverse? I haven't look up what would that be called, but if you did online, in person, and then you add the third component where it's in like an XR experience or VR experience. So again, I just think it's going to grow, but it varies on different market. But as far as film is all about, submersion, like being part of it, feeling it. I mean, the first time I saw my first VR movie, it was Leonardo DiCaprio. He has that movie. Oh my God, what is that called? Wait, he was just running from dreams to dreams to dreams, and it changes, and the walls
Inception.
will come. Yes, that's it. That was the first one I saw in VR. That was like really spooky, and it took me a long time to get over it, because I mean, you feel like you were really, when you're really in a really good VR state, you feel like you're part of it. And so I think people pay for it, the experience and how they feel, and what that movie or video or platform makes them feel, and that's how they would submerge into. That's how I feel. I think it's, as far as marketing concerned, it's just another level, another place that you can add to your Web 2, your Web 3. Why not do it all? I don't see why not.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We were speaking of Francis Ford Coppola's film archivist Mark, and he said, you know, with cinema and the movies, they don't want to take that feeling of actually going to the cinema and going to the movies away from the consumer. So there has to be some type of way, VR is still able to preserve that whole element of cinema, as well as give the consumer a new way to experience movies. And to me, VR, like movies, if like watching if you put on a VR headset and you watch a VR movie, it's infinite ways to experience it, because you're going to be able to look at different angles and see every time you watch it. So say you're looking at one angle the first time you watch it, and something behind you is going on that you completely miss. So that's the part of VR film I'm excited about, you know. So yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy time. What a time to be alive. I'm so excited for all the technology and stuff coming out as far as art, film, and video games. I think we're at a time where it's like a renaissance. We're in a digital renaissance, and
Totally.
people are really running it up.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we're so motivated to not just make this about one film or one project. Like like we want to see a foundation that can support all of these things that you're talking about, because this is what you're discussing is like the technology and the delivery system through which people will engage with these things, but they'll still need really good ideas. And but what's exciting is to like build a foundation that is a home for both of those things simultaneously.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So it's 12:45 around this time. I like to open up for questions and feedback from the audience. Let's
I'd
see
like
who
to
we
know
got
more
down.
about their merch, actually. I see the NFT. I just pictured t-shirts and bags and hoodies. I'm more the aesthetic. What kind of accessories can I get some of these pieces on? Tell us about that. What's the other, I guess you could call them utilities.
Y'all could really kill the merch game, right?
Yeah, I look at these pictures. And they're cool looking too.
Yeah, we're very proud of the art. It's from Zach Abstract, who's our lead like designer on that, and then Zach over here came through and with all the coloring and polishing those off. And yeah, I mean, this idea of hoodies and sweaters, that's definitely exciting. I think we're definitely focused right now on the digital aspect of the merchandising space and making sure that we have stuff with utility, but who knows what's on the horizon.
I see you guys. They're in here. Roads to Rome. They have such an awesome project. Their cartoon is so dope, and I see them cultivating such a cult following. And I also see you guys doing the same. To me, what the key to growing such a cult following is just having a dope product, man. Having something that people can, get lost in, and just be in awe at the artwork and the film. It's like you can never get enough. To me, that's what creates cult followings, and I see you guys in the same boat. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. Roads to Rome, huge shout out to y'all over there. We are huge fans. And one of the things we really appreciate about that project specifically is just like they have it. It's there. You can watch it. Like there's no mystery as to what will be possible. What's gonna happen when they are able to pop this off and get things going. Like that is what's so great about that project, from just like, and also the stories are freaking awesome. Like we also love myth. Like so we consider them definitely part of the little family that's growing here.
Yeah, love the pilot. It's so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man, you guys are in the same boat. I see both you, Roads to Rome, and even Block of Horror. Like you guys, the future belongs to you guys as far as Web3 film and stuff like that. So it's an honor to even know you guys and work with you guys.
Yo, just wanted to pop up here and say thank you guys so much, man. That really means a lot to us. It's a hell of a grind creating animation, and it's been really cool. And like when we first got into all the co-creation stuff, we were a little bit nervous, but like we just released our character pitch closes here in a couple of days, and it's been so much fun. It's been like such an unexpected pleasure to collaborate with the community and to collaborate with you all in this space. And I was just popping in to listen and hear about some other projects, but I appreciate the shout out, man. I love what everybody here is building, and thank you guys so much for supporting.
No doubt, brother.
I gotta mint my Cupid still. I'm snoozing on it. I'm gonna do that today.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're getting there, man. We have like I think we're almost up to 120 unique holders, and there's only 2 listed for sale. So it's fun, and one thing is like Joe and I, like we're really learning how to build and interact with the community. Like this is still so new to us, and every time we collaborate with other projects, we learn. Like last night we were on like an hour and a half podcast with Adult Fantasy, and those guys were so damn cool. The creator, Todd Wanish, was a animator and an artist for Marvel. He was at Adult Swim in its infancy. He did a lot of work on Cartoon Network, and like we just learned a ton from him yesterday. And then we popped into their Discord and we were playing all these like fun ass games. And I was like, man, this is such a good idea for our community, So like we're still learning, and there's just so many different people that are doing so many cool things, and they're interacting with their community in such cool ways. So like every time I hop into a space or hop into a collab or do anything like that, like we're still learning, how to adjust and how to be like good community leaders, and really how to like build, like you said, like a cult following. Like this is a cult following space. You don't need 10 million views. You need like 500 super dedicated people, and then we all make it. It's not out of the realm of possibility for any of these projects or for anything from ground up to do, what they set out to do. Whereas before Web3, it actually was basically an impossibility, and there's just too many gatekeepers. So it's just so damn cool to see all this stuff, and so cool to be learning from everybody. And I swear, like I'm learning all the time. I've learned more in 7 months in Web3 than I did in 6 years of college, I swear. Oh, 5 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's funny because it makes me think of how sometimes with like media, I feel like it's difficult to conceive of it being like, oh, like you own and operate a small business the way you would have like some sort of storefront or like a convenience store or something. It's like, well, for media, it's like it's always all or nothing. Like it's always like this huge grandiose thing, or it just doesn't happen. And I'm like, that seems like a really weird infrastructure for people like to be like ideology, I think, for people to be operating off of. Like there's a way to do this and like feed your family and just like obviously scale and grow, but like things come with time, and there's a way to do this that is more that is more conducive to just being able to do things for like a smaller group of people. And like that's what's so cool about this cult stuff that we're all talking about.
Dude, totally. And the other thing is like it is actually like one of the things we struggle with most is that like really like the business aspect. It is difficult, just like little things like properly structuring 2 LLCs to protect certain IP and all these things. Like this is all stuff that like you just learn as you go. And the fact of the matter is like the payoff can be huge, because in previous times you would just basically outsource all of this to a studio or to a network, and they handle all of that stuff. But in doing so, you give up basically everything. You're getting percentages of equity. You're not even getting 1 full percent. You give up the IP, you give up all licensing and all merch. You're really basically turning yourself into a wage earner instead of a creator and a business owner. And that's just the total difference in Web3. Like here, you retain the rights to your IP, you are the business owner, and you engage and you collect profits. Versus if you sold to a studio, you're getting a fraction of a percentage point, and now you're literally just basically a salaried employee. So, the payoff can be huge. Yeah, we all have to go through all of these hoops and learn all of this stuff. And, you're everything, your business, your marketing, you're a little bit of a lawyer, you're a little bit of a CPA, you're a little bit of a regulator, you're a little bit of everything. But the payoff can be really, really substantial. And I just think that that's the coolest part. It's definitely the most challenging part, because everybody here, you're launching a small startup. That's just what you're doing. We didn't know that that's what we were doing when we got into it, and our heads were spinning, but like, that is what we're doing, and we're doing it so that we retain the rights, so that the payoff can be, very significant versus, even like the very small chance that you sell to a network. That's just the payoff there is, it's not something that you can build so much upon as you can in this space. So I just think it's super cool.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah,
you're saying, just preaching to the choir. That is exactly what we're about.
It's so dope to have everybody link up and like share opinions and, what I'm saying, be positive reinforcement for each other. That's what this really is all about. So that's so dope. Everybody in here, we are going to have we're screening the Hidden Lakes tonight at 8 p.m. So we would love everybody in here to come back and chill with us for the screening of that. It's going to be a good time. Rose to Rome, we'd love to have you guys come back. She Crypto, Granting Wishes, everybody in here, man. This is such a dope room, and we're definitely going to keep the frequency just as high later on tonight for the screening of Hidden Lakes. I'm so super stoked about that.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
It dawned on us that we haven't actually screened the film before, the feature. We screened the short, but not the feature. So this will be actually the first time that it's happening in the metaverse in Web3. So to celebrate, we're going to be giving out a POAP. There's going to be a POAP claim with the screening. So you'll have the opportunity to get some cred there for for that.
Hell yeah. We're going up tonight. It's gonna be a super dope event. Love to see all y'all come back out here.
Hey, this is Sherry. Just before we go, I just wanted to thank Starseed for holding the space. Learned a lot of good things. I joined a little late today, so I'm sure I missed a lot of gems. But I want to thank the Hidden Ones for giving people the opportunity to mint for free. I mean, this is amazing. If people are not doing this, they're crazy. They're missing out. It's such a great opportunity to get involved in this space and learn along the way. And I just want to shout out to the Hidden Ones. I own a couple, and I think I better go get a couple more. So good luck tonight, and good luck with the mint. Thank you for all you guys do in this space.
Thanks, Sherry. That was super awesome. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for the support. It means a lot.
You guys are making history, man.
Well, and thank you, Starseed, for hosting us. You don't. That's the thing. Is no one has to do anything. So when anything happens, it's always amazing, and we really appreciate it.
Oh man,
you're doing some good stuff here, man. We love what you're doing.
We definitely appreciate that, man. We just started in January, and my head is spinning to how fast everything has happened. And working with good people, we continue to work with good people. And as long as you pay it forward, Tonya likes to say it all the time, your success is my success. And I think we really stand on that. So the people that we have on our show, it's because we believe in them and we stand behind what they're doing, and we always will. So, that's just how we do things over here. So we appreciate all of you guys, man. Much love. Like I said, we're pioneers, so that's something to be super stoked and happy about. Yeah, and like I want to say it again for the couple people that just popped in here. This is only part 1 of today's film festival. Part 2 is later on tonight at 8 p.m. on Beem. We're going to be screening Hidden Lakes, Hidden Ones, their first official film. It's going to be super dope, a great time, and we need everybody to come on back and hang with us, man. I want to see everybody back tonight. What I like to do at this time every week, I like to present hidden ones with their official golden ticket. You guys are now a part of the Starseed Film and Music Hall of Fame, and this was a pleasure of having you guys on. You guys have a big future in this space. I see it. So congratulations to you, and thanks again for stopping by. And yeah, let's have fun tonight.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Starseed. And Tonya, great speaking to you as well. Thanks to both of you for hosting and for the golden ticket. It's a huge honor.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Looking forward to watching you guys grow. This is I'm excited to be here and watch it and meeting you guys. I mean, like, I'm looking forward to it. And if any new things are coming up and you'd like us to tweet it out, share it, let us know.
Same to you.
Oh yeah, before I get out of here, we're working with Stalker. So the Stalker film is coming out. Mark O'Connor's new psychological thriller that's dropping May 22nd. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We're dropping a whole bunch of NFT content for that. That's gonna be super, super dope, crazy. We're taking over the summer with that. Stalker. Yeah, don't forget about that. See you guys next Wednesday, same time, same channel.
Bye, everybody.
Virtual Film Festival. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you.